Go ahead. Make me go second. We'll see how you like having your attack set to 0. I can't summon Water Dragon with this. It's actually decent going second though. Dark Hole, Xeno, and a Fossil Dig for whatever I so choose. You're gonna bury something. Burying Mahad. Dark Magician versus the Water Dragon. Nobody asked for this. See, Water Dragon Cluster could beat Dragoon, but I have to have a way to summon it. And they'd have to somehow not... I can summon it. I got the card. I did it. I got the card. But now what? How do I get Dragoon to let me kill it? Here's a Fossil Dig. Who's this now? Is Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight a quick effect? Postmeister and United Dragon, who is unaffected. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody get upset yet. I need to save my normal summon. Let's go with. See, no one's just here to normal summon themselves, or special summon themselves. I mean, let's go for Megalo. Oh, it's not going to destroy anything anymore. Wow, this is so bad. Duoterion. Duoterion. There's no way that I summon Water Dragon Cluster anymore. They have to watch me normal summon the Light Water Dragon and just let it happen. Or they could just wait for me to use this. Okay. It's gonna destroy my card, so Xeno's gonna happen. I think he's gonna have 4,000 attack. Xeno, coming out. Well, they discard. Dark Magician of Black Magic. Should I summon this thing? Is there a point? I suppose there's a point. But really, I should just save it. Let's go with Xeno's effects. To summon a dinosaur. So what do you do? Attack. When it battles, attack. Gain 100 attack for each spell in the grave and banish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 cards. So again, 700 attack, so it's 3,500. Which is just enough. For Glacie to beat it. Let's battle. Unaffected by other cards' effects. Right. Go for it. Give yourself a boost. You about to put another spell in the grave. Oh, you did. That ties us. But I can't be destroyed by battle. So there you have it. You think they have Call by the Grave? Okay, I could destroy myself to make myself untargetable and indestructible. And then we wait years until I have something that can feed Dragoon. Look, that's just gonna stall the game. If they get Dark Magical Circle, so be it. You're gonna put that attack up? Yes, you are. Puglisi lives. Only you use the normal monster. But no, you like Dark Magician of Destruction. Docus, I need more time. I need another turn. I need to draw something good. I have nothing for Water Dragon. I can't do anything yet. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay. Hold on. Hold your horses. Let's think. Activate your Megalo. Is this a double? Because it's a special summon and activation. Does that count as 2? Did I take 1,000 damage from this? Oh my gosh, are you serious? Huh. Infernal Punisher. Just letting that happen. Oh my god, really? We're really doing this. We're really doing this. I know how to make them use that negate. Ow. I can make you use that negate. Now, you're not going to do it now. That better not be Called by the Grave. It really better not be. Just don't be. Just not be Called by the Grave. Just don't do it. We're into the Dark Magician. I bet you thought you would win this game. But you were wrong. You did not expect the Light Water Dragon. Because I can summon... I can summon these 3 particular monsters to the field. And then, with my bonding D2O... I should have summoned Docus. Well, regardless. With my bonding D2O, I can summon the Water Dragon Cluster with its effect. See, by that attack boost. Go, Water Dragon Cluster! Destroy Red Eye's Dark Dragoon. This would be the part where I split and destroy them, but I actually have no ability because they go into a defense position. I mean, if I summoned Docus, I wouldn't have won. It's only 15 damage. It's only 1,500 damage. For summoning. They're setting. Alright, Cluster, you did your thing. Let's tag you out. For this and this. And I get Bonding D2O. What do we think they set? I don't want to use that. Do I want to use Light Water Dragon's effects? I will use Light Water's effect to summon 2 of these and 1 of these. Okay. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but... Okay, I did not lose to stupid stuff. So when I summon Dachis, I'm going to take 1,000 damage. And not be able to use its effect. What? Put them together. Do a Shark Drake. Get rid of Lost World. Summon Levice. Go into attack position. Fee less than 15. It's a draw. Come on, Water Dragon. You earned this. Win! I don't know what to say. We experienced a thing of beauty. At the bottom of my deck, next to the starting deck, and Power of the Dragon, is Dragon Chemistry. The first deck that I put together to play against other people. A Water Dragon deck. What a way to start. But when I first played this game, one of the few secret packs that I had unlocked from master packs was Scientific Analysis. I didn't know what deck I was going to play. I wanted to play Red Eyes, but I didn't realize you could craft whatever you wanted to get the secret packs and then go from there. So I was stuck in with this Water Dragon, whatever cards were in the Water Dragon pack. Because it had dinosaur monsters in it. And I figured that would be good enough to tide me over until I could get a Red Eyes deck together. So this is all I had. I'm using some really old cards in here. I got Jurassic World. And what was the best card in the deck at the time? Black Brachios. So my opponent had a high-tech monster. Pretty much my only option. And then I didn't use the extra deck. It was just stuff. I believe I didn't originally even have an extra deck, but I decided that I might as well feign that I have anything. So the extra deck is likely the most recent addition. Then there's Lost Chemistry, which is just the same deck, but it has Lost World. And then, at that point, realized I could just craft Red Eyes Black Dragon and just open its secret pack to make Red Eyes decks. And then that's what I went on to do. There's one more Water Dragon based deck involving the Transcendosaurus monsters when those came out. I never used this one, though. Though it was a heavy inspiration for this one, which I call Bonding Anew. Yes. Because you can't really make a pure Water Dragon deck. There's not enough cards in the archetype. So Transcendosaurus, the Xeno cards, they'd have to do. And they work as a pretty good distraction for the opponent. Especially Ground Xeno, Xenometeorus itself. they don't use up the normal summon. And while your opponent's busy negating those, you can use your Water Dragon cards to get those going. Because Water Dragon is a very frail strategy. I'm going to go over what it is Water Dragon's trying to do, and all the cards involved. Just know that you're very all in. You have to be able to maneuver yourself to get all the way done with the Water Dragon stuff, or you're going to have just nothing to go on with. And Water Dragon is very costly. Now, I'm not playing it. But here we got Bonding H2O. The original bonding card. Now, if I would describe the bonding process, I would say it is a fusion summon with several weaknesses added on. Firstly, we're making water, so we need 2 hydrogens and an oxygen. Tribute. That is only from the field. So you're fusing, essentially, 3 specific monsters only from the field to get a Water Dragon that is a monster from the deck. So how about that? A specific fusion summon only from the field for a monster that is essentially has the same weakness as a ritual monster being in the deck. So you can draw it and you want to summon it from the deck. 2 Hydreigodons, 1 Oxygodon, get a Water Dragon. Here's a Hydreigodon. Hydro. Water Dinosaur. 1600 attack. The attack's important because this thing wants to destroy monsters by battle and send them to the graveyard. So, no tokens, essentially. To summon another Hydreigodon. You do need 2 of these. So Hydreigodon is facilitating the bonding by duplicating itself. It's not even a once per turn. So if you summon that Hydreigodon, that one can also attack. So you can get up to 3 on the field at once. So it's a bit of a slow effect, of course, because you need the battle phase in order to get the Hydreigodons you need. But it really is not that bad of an effect. That's what I'd say. For the time, being able to duplicate your monster, that's not bad. Not bad at all there. Oxygodon. The last monster you need. What could that have? We only need 1 of it. What we need is the spell. So you would assume that Oxygodon maybe destroys a monster by battle, gets you a bonding H2O. That is absolutely giving Oxygodon too much credit. Because, of course, the effect is if this card is destroyed by a pyro monster, each player takes 800 damage. This is an effect from the show, so it had to be on this card. But why is it the only thing that it has? This is the worst effect that I've ever seen. And the only justification I can think is because Oxygodon trades 200 defense for 200 more attack. Because Oxygodon and Hydreigodon have the same total stats of 2600. Which, now that I think, is the same defense that a Water Dragon has. I wonder if that's planned, actually. Probably not, because they'll not add up. Anyway, bad effect. This is terrible. This is the worst thing I've seen. In fact, Water Dragon is so sparsely played, and Pyro is such a underrepresented type, especially back when. I doubt this effect has ever resolved. I don't think anyone's ever attacked the Oxygodon with a Pyro Monster. And who's benefiting from this? This is just a thing that happens. 800 damage. Which is a minuscule amount. Imagine winning through 800 mutual burn damage. You're just as likely to lose to that. It's just, there are no benefits to being a bad effect monster. If Oxygodon was a normal monster, there are benefits to being normal monsters. Some cards just don't work on normal monsters. They only work on effects monsters. Specific to dinosaurs, you got Lost World that protects normal monsters. There's the Xeno cards that like normal monsters as well. So Oxygodon with no effect is better than this burn Oxygodon. I really hope you're not expecting me to try to win with that effect. There's no way. Look at this Megalo Smasher X. It's got more attack and the benefits of being a normal monster. But you need Oxygodon. You gotta bond with it. And when you do, you get Water Dragon. It's gotta be summoned by that bonding card. Fire and Pyro monsters. Their attacks become 0. So at the very least, we're expanding in a way. We're doing an attribute instead of a type. And then when it gets destroyed, you can get the monsters that you use to summon it back. In which case, Oxygodon, when it's summoned, will of course not get you dispel, so you just don't get the full benefit at all. Thanks, Oxy. Well, Water Dragon. You've invested so much, and this is what you get. A simple attack drop. And then the recursion. Which, of course, you have to have all of the monsters still in the graveyard. So if one of them gets removed, Water Dragon just can't activate its destruction effect. It also has to be destroyed. This card was just made for the episode. Just the episode in the show. Just that payback to counter the fire deck. That was it. And you got played in the deck. You got to use Bonding H2O, get that all together. And it's just not worth it. And that's just going to be the problem going forward with Water Dragon. Not being worth it and being too specific. And that's the original run of Water Dragon cards. Water Dragon is a cool monster. I think it looks awesome. The only other card to mention is Carbonodon. But even then, even though it's named after a chemical, it's not involved with bonding at all. Now this effect, I think this is an original effect just to give it some kind of relevance to Water Dragon. I'm not sure why Oxygodon didn't get that kind of treatment. It could have had something added. Why not do that? But yeah, it gets 1,000 attack when a fire monster battles. It's better than Oxygodon's thing. But what's also better than Oxygodon's thing is that banishing from the graveyard, special summon a level 7 or lower dragon. Normal dragon. And that is to summon Hyozun Ryu, who is the diamond dragon. So we go from carbon, compress it in the graveyard, into a dragon. Now, I've used this card before in my dinosaur decks. It's pretty good. I haven't used it to summon Hyozun Ryu, but Hyozun Ryu has 2,800 defense. So that could possibly hold back the opponent while you're trying to collect all the stuff to bond with. So the non-bonding card is the best one so far. That is great. And that's the way things were for a very long time. We got just 4 cards involved with this bonding process. Because, I mean, let's just not even count carbon. Carbon should be embarrassed to be associated with these guys. It's just a fusion deck. It essentially just has the fusion monster in the deck, and you don't want to draw it because it's a dead draw. If you draw a Water Dragon, that's it. In this deck, I am using Moray of Greed, because maybe I can shuffle the Water Dragon back, and then... But usually, it's you either draw Moray of Greed, or you draw Water Dragon. You never get them in sync. Anyway, let's stop looking at the past, and look at less in the past. Because there was a Speed Duel set released. It was released for GX. And Water Dragon is from that GX time. So it was involved. So it got a whole new set of cards. Bonding D2O. D2O is what you can call heavy water, because it is made out of Duoterion, which is an isotope of hydrogen. So it's just a bit heavier. And this card, it's a much bigger improvement here. Because you need 2 Duoterion, so different monster now, and an Oxygodon. Again. If only that could have been another monster. So in your hand or on the field, so we have the hand involved, to summon Water Dragon or Water Dragon Cluster. So you got another card involved. And then if one of the Water Dragons gets sent to the graveyard, add this card to the hand. Do it. This is not optional. You have to add it to your hand. It's once per turn, but you gotta do it. And the summoning part is not once per turn, but you're not gonna have enough stuff to do it. So it's still specific, but using your hand is a lot more useful. I mean, now you don't have to summon your Oxygodon. You can just hide it away in your hand where no one can see it. And even more, we got a new dinosaur here. Duoterion. It's level 5. It's got 2,000, 1,400, so it breaks that 2,600 stat total it should have had. Because it's 200 more than Oxygodon. It could have just been, 600 defense? I mean, this is fine, I suppose. Doesn't really need to add up to 26. There's really no reason. I guess there could have been a card effect. Add a dinosaur that adds up to 2,600 attack and defense. Moving on, this card's really good, because you can add a bonding spell trap, deck the hand. Wow, it searches by discarding itself. Oxygodon. Oxygodon could never do it. And then if you're able to summon this, you can get one of the other chemistry dinosaurs from the graveyard. And then each effect is once per turn, so you can do one and then the other. Now you may notice a problem with Duoterion, though. So you discard this card to add the bonding spell trap. Okay, let's add D2O. D2O needs 2 Duoterion. You know, the one you just threw away. Yeah, very bizarre anti-synergy. These came out at the exact same time. And yet, the search card is a necessary card for the card that's searched. That is just so bizarre. The only Water Dragon could have this kind of... How does this work together? And I'm going to tell you that my past decks... it had Duoterion and D2O in it. I never used D2O. I used D2O once. And that was only when I happened to draw it and the 2 Duoterion and the Oxygodon at the same time. Only time I've ever used this to summon Water Dragon Cluster before the new stuff, of course, because I just saw I summoned it with D2O. But there actually is a card that wants Duoterion in the grave. That's Bonding DHO. Shuffle Duo, Hydro, and Oxy back into the deck to summon Water Dragon Cluster from hand or graveyard. And you banish this, you can add a Water Dragon card, deck or grave to hand. So, okay. This card doesn't explain how you're going to get the Hydreigodon and the Oxygodon into the grave, but if you do, it does work with Duoterion. Though you'll notice there is also another anti-synergy, very similar to Duoterion's problem. So you want to summon Water Dragon Cluster. Yeah? Well, you can do it with this card. Well, how do you get the Water Dragon Cluster into your hand? Well, you use this card by banishing it from the graveyard. So the card you need to add Water Dragon Cluster to your hand is also the card that summons it. They did the same thing in the exact same pack. Every archetype has to have its thing. And it seems Water Dragon's thing is not working together. How does this happen? And there's no way to get this thing into the graveyard. There's no Water Dragon card that puts it in the grave, so I gotta bring my own. I got Foolish Burial Goods put into the graveyard. It also works well with Ground Xeno. You destroy it in your hand and get the Water Dragon card. And the Water Dragon card search is going to get a lot better once we're past this time. Because right now there's nothing. There's nothing really you can really search. It's just Water Dragon Cluster. Which is actually the next topic. Water Dragon Cluster. If Water Dragon's cool, this is twice as cool. We have 2 Water Dragons. Level 10. Water Dragons, really bad at teamwork. Because 2 Water Dragons put together have the same stats as a single Water Dragon. And I got a bit of a trivia on this card. So we can see, this card is from Scientific Analysis. This card is the face of Scientific Analysis. And I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. Water Dragon Cluster may be the only card that is the face of a secret pack that doesn't have a summoning animation. That should say everything you need to know about this card. It's got this really cool art. But no one's going to use it. Don't give it an animation. Just use it as the visual. No one's gonna actually summon it. Well, someone went and did. And someone took down one of the strongest single cards in the game with it. Water Dragon Cluster must be summoned by a bonding spell trap. It's on special summon. This is a very strange way of saying this, actually. If this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect, semicolon. I'm not sure why it's not just this or this. Whichever. So effect monsters can activate their effects. And their attacks become 0. And then Water Dragon Cluster can split itself into 2 Water Dragons. These effects are very speed duel effects. In speed duel, the game's a lot. The game around Water Dragon Cluster is weaker, and you only got 4,000 life points. So here we got the... So first of all, this isn't a negate. This is not a negate. It is a not activate their effects kind of thing. So if something can't be destroyed by battle, can't be destroyed by card effects, they're still going to have that effect. Just so long as it doesn't activate. And it's also things that they control. So if they were to replace one of their monsters, that monster's effects will be live. And their attack becomes 0. I got nothing bad to say about that. That's a good effect. Though it will have a impact on the second part of this, the splitting. Yeah, this card isn't very good at stopping the opponent. Now, your opponent's pretty much just going to get set up under this. Okay, you might stop something from activating its effects, but they're likely going to just use the monster for a link, whatever they so will. And just completely disregard the Water Dragon's effect. Because you can't summon on the opponent's turn. You got Bonding DHO. So really, this is just a battle phase effect. Your opponent's monsters become 0. You can attack it with this Water Dragon. They can't activate any battle effects. This is a battle phase effect. It's kind of just awkward to try to use this not being able to activate their effect on this thing's special summon. If your opponent normally summons something and its effect activates, you can't summon this in response. It won't do anything. Other than drop their attack, of course. So your opponent's monsters are at 0 attack. They're effect monsters, by the way. Doesn't work on normal monsters, which I do like. I like it when cards have a blind spot for normal monsters, giving them some kind of niche. This card, you tribute it for 2 Water Dragons in defense. I did mention that after I defeated the Dragoon, I did not split the Water Dragon. Because in Speed Duel, you got 4,000 life points. And if Water Dragon Cluster could split itself into 2,800 monsters, that'd be just an OTK. And apparently you can't have that. I don't see the problem with that. Because look what you've gone through. You needed to search this with Duoterion. Then you needed to get 2 more Duoterions, or summon a Duoterion to get the other one back. And get your Oxygodon, however you do that, to finally summon the Water Dragon Cluster. That's slow even for Speed Duel rules. Not to mention you only have 3 monster zones as well. I mean, come on. If you're going to put Oxygodon into your deck, let them OTK. Let them take him out with the Water Dragon. That's the only thing they have. No, gotta make sure it's not too powerful. The Water Dragon, gotta keep them down. And that's the entirety of what Water Dragon got. It's another set of 4 cards. I mean, it's better. And they way better. It's still relying on specifics. It's still relying on the worst card in the game. And it still has a that's it kind of effect. The Water Dragon Cluster, really, it's not a bad effect. It's just in the game current day. This is too slow to summon, and the benefits aren't there. I got some cards over here, because I was thinking about ways to summon Water Dragon Cluster more. Just not with just bonding cards. I thought about Monster Reborn. I thought about Call of the Haunted. When we look at Water Dragon Cluster, it must be special summoned by the effect of a bonding card. So anything else doesn't work. What I was thinking was, since Water Dragon Cluster is a more modern iteration, it wouldn't say must be, it would say must first be. Not true. it still says that it must be special summoned using a bonding spell trap. So Reborn, Call of the Haunted, they don't work. It'd be really nice to have a on-demand Water Dragon cluster more often. But no. Now you gotta properly summon this thing. You gotta go through the chemical equation if you want the Water Dragon. One card that does summon this is a wild monster appears. Because you need a monster that can't be normal summoned or set, and then its level is 10 or lower. And it ignores summoning conditions. And it shovels it into the deck in the end phase, but you don't really care about that because you can just split the Water Dragon. Looking at this deck, there are 3 monsters in here that can't be normal summoned or set, and one of them is too high of a level. So it's not worth using. You might as well just try to summon the Water Dragon the right way. There really is no way around it. And that really is the issue. You gotta take things at Water Dragon's speed, which is nothing like the current state of the game. But, of course, the whole reason of coming back to this deck, two cards added to Water Dragon. Half of what it had before. You got 4 cards each time, but now 2. Can 2 turn it around? Well, Infernal Punisher. That name is up there with just the most epic names in this game. You know, right around where Return of the Red Eyes is. But it's a spell. And it's got 2 effects. One for each side of the Water Dragon duel from the show. You can add a water monster. And then, if your opponent has a monster, you can special summon it. So, okay. That effect is for Duoterion. Because Duo can add the bonding spell trap if it's in your hand, and it also has an effect on summon. Though, I suppose you could also add Hydrogodon. I got Megalo Smasher in here. I also got Frost, which is the highest attack monster you can summon with that. I'm now remembering that these cards, the Infernal Punisher, that pack it came in, also had the Magnet Warrior cards, and Duoterion can search one of them. So if you've seen a Duoterion, you've likely seen it in a Magnet deck. So I may as well just mention Duoterion's use in another deck. Just that's a good Duoterion ended up being. Honestly, Duoterion, too good for the deck you're in. Somehow, it's just a search card. And somehow it's too good. And the other effects is to summon a high-level fire monster, but if it's not a fiend, negate its effects. Now, it's also not a bad effect for this kind of deck here. We've got 2 fire monsters that meet the criteria. I mean, I got a 3rd fire monster, but this is just to facilitate summoning Dirac Meteor, because there's not much I can think of what I can do in here. But Xeno, you can summon it from the hand deck graveyard. Xeno's effectively negated, so it's not too great, but if you already have stuff to sync it with, you might as well have the option. I think the best to summon here is the 3,500 T-Rex. Its effect's negated, but if it gets destroyed, it still gets to shovel back normal monster to return, and then it gets effects back. Yeah, so making use of both sides of that double-sided effect. It's overall a good card. Effectively, you're playing 9 copies of Duoterion. Because you go add, and add. Now that alone would not be enough, of course. We need something drastic. The Light Water Dragon, which is half a water dragon in many respects. It's level 4. It's got half its attack and defense. And yes, it is the most adorable card. Banishes itself just from the field. You gotta control it. To summon 3 level 5 or lower water wind dinosaurs with their effects negated. Ooh, that is quite something. I mean, you gotta be drastic. You gotta be extreme. You need 3 specific dinosaurs? Well, here they are. 1 light water dragon becomes 3 monsters. Though, there are some strange things this card does. I'm just going to show that. First of all, if this card is so insane, why am I only playing 2? You can play no more than 3 of the same card in a deck. So I am using 3 of them, because this card is always treated as Water Dragon. And I wanted to play the original. So, you only get 3 slots for the name Water Dragon. Because it says 3 of the same card. But what it really means is you only have 3 of the same name in a deck at the time. So these 3 have to, you gotta ratio them in some way to get 3 Water Dragon names in the deck. It's the difference between things changing their names in the graveyard. Because those don't change how they are in the deck. So just 2 Water Dragons, 2 Light Water Dragons to go along with my original. Luckily, I found this card here, which is oddly well-fitting into this deck. Because you can use Duoterion. I actually attempted that in the Dragoon game. Yeah, I believe I did. At least I attempted to do it. Duoterion, use it to search out D2O. And then you can banish the Duoterion from the grave to add level 4 lower Sea Serpent. So this makes up for the Light Water Dragon not being at 3. Because you gotta play the original Water Dragon. Because if you don't, you won't have a very strong monster to summon off of Water Dragon Cluster. And you also won't have that flair of using the default Water Dragon in your Water Dragon deck. I'm not sure why this card banishes itself. I just have no idea. It just doesn't go to the graveyard. I'm not sure if that would make it too strong. I'm not sure what card would be a problem there. Double Evolution Pill, maybe? That's just what I can think of. And the last thing about this. There's nothing that special summons this card. So it's normal. So this is your normal summon, right? It also tributes itself for 3 monsters from the deck. This is the most negatable card I've ever seen. How do you look at your opponent summon this and not take it out? They're going to get 3 monsters out of it. The best part about using decks that are lesser known is your opponent doesn't know how to deal with them. But if you see a card like this, obviously, you're going to stop it. And this card isn't a quick effect. It isn't on summon. So, just negate it, obviously. Destroy it. Shuffle it away. You can do anything to this card. Any quick effect works. And then there goes the normal summon. There goes your potential summon of Water Dragon. That's it. That's why I wouldn't go anywhere without Ground Xeno. Because this and Xeno Meteora should bait out any kind of negate your opponent has. As long as they know you don't have this. Bonding DHO. You can use it to search out a water dragon, and that works, of course, with light water dragon, because it's always treated as water dragon. One of the reasons why it had to be called water dragon in the deck. The other, of course, being water dragon cluster. But, of course, the graveyard effect doesn't work because it banishes itself. Once again, contributing to that theme of water dragon of nothing working. But hey, this is what was necessary. It has to have all sorts of restrictions put on it if it's going to give you 3 monsters at once. Yeah. Although one of those restrictions is you can't summon from the extra deck except for dinosaurs or sea serpents. This card can... I believe I did summon Shark Drake during that duel as well. Because you need 3 level 4 monsters. We got a mix of level 4s that we can summon. Yeah, so it can get to Shark Drake, who can then become Shark Lake Levice, who, funnily enough here, is what a modern day water dragon probably would have been. Because it negates an effect, and also turns the attack and defense into 0, and it does all sorts of damage during the battle phase. Doesn't that sound like water dragon is better? Although it does say target, so Levice would not have been able to beat that Dragoon at 4,000 attack. This wouldn't have happened. But yeah, so this card can also summon the backup water dragon when things don't work out. Like if you don't have the D2O ready. Which, of course, D2O, I summon water dragon so much more often with D2O, thanks to light water dragon. So, salute this adorable little water serpent. Water dragon cluster, the only reason I beat that Dragoon. Yeah, I know I have Dogoran in here, but at the time I didn't. This is something I forgot. I put an Overtext Coatless in this deck without any evolution pills. You need to have 2 water dragons in your deck to do the tribute effect. So you can't just have 1. So if all your water dragons are exhausted, you can't tribute water dragon cluster because it doesn't do graveyard. You might as well do graveyard. What's stopping you? You're worried about getting negated? These 2 already summoned from the grave. So if anything was going to get negated, it's going to be this. But hey. It's, look, they're not good cards. If you expected some kind of ultra efficient water dragon strategy, yeah, this is the best you got. What are you gonna do? All the interesting cards in this game are bad. All right, that's what makes them interesting. They can't do everything. They can't move at a fast pace. But when they work, aren't they just great? That's why we're here. That's why we're playing Water Dragon. It's not really a surprise, but the Water Dragon cards are here to do nothing. I don't have the stuff for them. So this only has a few cards, but it doesn't have the card I want to see what it does. So if you activate a card effect or you summon, it can steal your card. Is Malicious Bane immune to card effects? Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Oh boy, well. Unfortunately, you do not negate. Which would be very nice to get rid of that battle destruction. The battle immunity. That is quite the card. Quite the card for this situation. First of all, everyone needs to go down and attack. Everyone has too much attack over that. Let's do the chain block. Give them this. Say you. Maybe I should have done Moray first. Was that? Spellbound. All face-up monsters your opponent currently controls, cannot be attributed or used as material for fusion, synchro, xyz, link until the end of this turn. So you're locking me out of stuff, huh? Should I do Duel? I will. I'm putting all of this on me. I don't have another normal summon. I don't know what I'm doing. It's fine. Alright, Moray. Show your worthwhile. Water Drain Cluster and Hydreigodon. Back into deck. Gets me. Oh my gosh. This is so much worse than Water Drain Cluster in hand. Okay, I can destroy my own token to get myself Duoterion. Actually, oh no. Ah, that Moray was so useless. Add a water. Because I can't tribute this, so I can't use the second effect. Add a water. It'd be very nice if this thing was not exactly the same as Hydreigodon. That'd be so nice. Let's summon it. Use its effects. For the other one. I got nothing. I have nothing. Battle. Let us do some battling. Fight this thing. I'll protect the token. Should I do that? $2,000 was $2,000. They can attribute that still. I'll destroy. Wait, how many do I need? Oh, I freaking shuffled you back so I can't even. Oh, I don't have Water Drain Cluster either. Fine. I'll do this then. If I need to save myself, I can. Wait, why did I... Wait, I can still summon with this. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I could have sent... Yeah, I could have sent Xenometeorus and actually got something going. Well, my bad. Can I take all these? I can take. Okay, it's 2,000. That's 2,200, and then I can take all this as long as nothing happens. That's not a currently controls, so all my monsters are going to lose a bunch of attack. Okay, I got a fossil dig. I don't have anything good to dig. I can dig up Kaido. Kaido Confuse. Kaido Confuse. I'm just gonna keep saying that. Kaido, summon it. Get 0 attacked. Alright. Have another token. I don't know why I gave them that, but there you go. This has a destruction effect, so Kaido not being interactable does not help. Hornsaurus also doesn't help. Gives me another normal summon. But yeah, nothing I can normal summon. Here comes the big dinosaur. It has 0 attack. I'll add to my hand. The Duo. And I'll use it to add another DHO to my hand. And I will end my turn. Good one. You can use your destruction effects. Oh, at least use my... they use my tokens. Believe it or not, still not worried. Not too worried, anyway. This is Spirit of Neo, so it can't be destroyed by battle. Alright, fusing from the grave again. I got the water drain cards in my hand that don't do anything. And he fused using Bane again. Why do you need another one of those? I have this. And you knew I had it. I put it in defense. Just in case. Everything gets destroyed. I'm also going to give you a token. But I do have a normal monster. Anyway. Yes, Lost World, let's save the token by destroying Oxygodon. Okay, we're all dead. Are they both gonna go off? Oh man. At least I get a card. I get my Gigantozolar back. And I use its effect to destroy Bonding D2O? Because I'm never gonna ever have the chance to use it. Let's add Ovi. So D2O, and I'll destroy you. How's that? They gave up. And I was just getting to the water dragon part. Seriously, it's a 3 water dragon cards and don't do anything. Of course I did. That's what they all do. Nothing. I'm going to keep this brief because I just spent half an hour talking about water dragon cards. This duel is showing Infernal Punisher, how it added the Duoterion, summoned itself in order to get another copy of itself from the graveyard. Though there wasn't anything I could do with it. Because it's not a rank 5 that was worth playing in this. But there was Volcasaurus. That's a dinosaur. But I would rather have my doubles of these monsters. Drac Meteor was there. All you need is Astero and Megalo. So it's a bit of destruction when I'm not doing too well. And this duel showed the issue with drawing Water Dragon cards, but just not the ones. I had Moray of Greed. I tried to fix the hand, but there's, of course, an issue when you put your cards you don't want to draw into the deck to draw more cards that you want to stay in the deck. Though it did give me the Infernal Punisher. So I was better off using it. But really, I had to trade in for a Water Dragon. It's good, I think. Can't really tell if this is good or not. I think they wasted that because I have nothing I can do. Nothing I can do from the deck. Actually, no, I do. I do have something I can do. But it can wait. Okay, DHO. Xeno, it's gonna destroy the DHO. It'll summon itself. The Xeno effect. Destroying Megalo. Summon Frost. Oh, I forgot it summons from the, yeah, it summons from the deck. Okay. They can have one card. Just one. Did they? Okay, I drew them into an Ash. Huh. Well, let's have them draw a impermanence and have them stop me now. That would be fantastic. That goes down. Should I set the super soaring? I will. Since the likelihood of them just removing this Dracostero immediately is very high, and I can just get it back if it goes away. I'm ready with the banish. No, no. Don't do anything. Surely he's gonna be Sky Striker. A waste of time. Maneuver, target one face-up monster in the field, destroy it. Take control of my monster. Oh no, negate its effect. Yeah, 3 spells, they do. Okay. I'll just... What do I even want to... what can I even do? They know what this is. They don't know what this is, though. Turn. Okay. That's actually not too bad. Because they're going to destroy a Stero, and they're going to destroy a spell or trap. So they're probably going to go for this? Yeah, but I can bring a Stero back. Oh, whoops. That's not what I meant to do. That's not what I meant to do. You guys have to believe me when I say I didn't want this. I wanted to summon using super soaring. And Ash Blossom again. Alright, this actually works out. Because now I can bring back Estero ready for their Link summon. And what are you going to do about it? Oh, right. Oh, you do it by an effect. Well, tried. Just gets him a card and then gets him a draw. An anchor. Right. Now they want my Estero. I can't make use of its effects. Why not just take Frost? Is this a main phase effect? No. I'll send it away. I don't think a water dragon's happening. Really don't. I don't think Widow Anchor does special. Yeah, as long as it's an effect monster. Okay, engage. That thing. Alright, let's use it. DHO. Got myself a light water dragon. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Can you stop with the cards? Does Darkhold just... Okay. No. That's fine. Maybe I'll just do battle? They could just do battle and attack. They destroy it with their effect. Don't think I can protect Lightwater Dragon from being Widow Anchored. There's really no way. Let's do Lightwater. And use its effects. Banishing itself. Why have I even gotten this far? Let's do 1, 2, 3. They only get the one card. I can't do anything. I'll do Woven. Gotta just play with the max C going. What other choice is there? Yeah, I've gotten a choice in this? I haven't. Well, so Widow Anchor. Then, if you're I'm gonna fuse. I'm going to fuse and not use its effect. Battle. Woven. A chain. Okay. Widow Anchor. Taking Woven away. Alright, they destroyed it. I bring it back. The Gigantozolar is returning. You hear that? It's happening. Just gotta shuffle back one of the normals. They still have the destruction effects. Then I just main phase 2, destroy everyone. And then Woven gets me Gigantozolar back. That's just the idea. What is this supposed to be? Once your opponent controls a 2000 and activates its effect, you can make the activate effect destroy one Spire Striker Link monster. When an attack is declared involving. You sure have a lot to say. I'm giving them all their cards back. What card do I want? I want Xeno. Xeno would be so nice. I'll destroy that, sure. Oh, that's to get Ray back? Is that all it does? Valor card effects into the graveyard. Target one monster in your graveyard to special summon. I can get a Stero back. I can get Drag Meteor. I can get... Wait. Oh, they still have the card to... Oh, wait. They control monsters in their monster zone. Well, I still destroy it. Oh, it's also negated. Hold on. You gotta be kidding me with this. Does it negate their effects? It doesn't say so. I'm going to make them draw every card. Oh, I already have both Hydreigons in there. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't have another one. Oxygodon, sure. Here you go. You get to be on the field. Try her. Try you. Okay. That would have been so nice if I just... I used both of them. I used both. Widow Anchors is all I need. You tried. I almost got damage in. And not a water dragon even close to being summoned. Yeah, no water dragon again. I did get farther than I reasonably should have, because they didn't just anchor the light water dragon when they had the chance. So I was able to summon my 3 dinosaurs. That's quite a lot to go off of. A Woven. That was cool in that duel. Destroy my own Woven, Duoterion, into what I was hoping would be Hydreigodon, but only playing 2. So I might as well just summon Oxygodon. What else is it good for? A bit too much DHO in this. I can destroy, get the water dragon, but I don't know. I mean, I can summon Cluster. I need everything to work out for me, but I can do it. I don't need you in my hand, Cluster. Look, I need this to go off. No, I need this to go off the most. That's ugly. Alright, Duo. Let's do our best. It's freaking called by the grave. So now I got Ground Xeno. But I have nothing to... Look. Let's try our best not to give them a single draw. Because they just don't deserve it. We got ourselves a Bonding DHO, we're gonna set that. We're gonna end turn. Let's just confirm. All right. Just making sure. It's cool tune. Cool. Alright. It's I've read a bit about this. It is sent to the graveyard as synchro material. It can do this. That is important because the synchro monsters steal the effects of the little ones. Turn one spell trap, destroy it. Now, I'm pretty sure there is one that banishes from the graveyard. I had to make sure I look out for that one, so I don't lose my only card that's going to do anything for me. And I'm sure there's also one that negates, and I had to make sure I stop that from happening. And I can also use the hands for synchro summons. You know, summon a tuner, each cool tune, trigger one tuner, add. Like I'm not gonna wait around. Let's hope that's not an impermanence. Although it likely is. Don't do it. Don't negate this. You don't have the capability. Anything else? Anything else you wanted to give them to stop me from playing? Anything. Anything else. I can't even explode. Can't destroy everything. I can't have one card effect. I'm just disappointed. I'm just sitting here. All I can do is sit here now. Like, no card effects. Alright, that's actually a good thing. I want that to happen. I got banished face down from my extra deck. I mean, I have extras, as long as they don't hit a shark card. Banish until the end phase, then you can make this card attack and grab monster attack. Do I have any? Okay, this thing's pretty ridiculous in attacks. That they made us go for that. They chose Glacing. And I won't be doing anything until the end phase. I don't have anything. I have water dragon cards. You're banished. So I don't even have a single chemistry dinosaur in the grave right now. The only monster I have is a water dragon cluster. This thing doesn't do field. So... man, is this thing a quick effect with that? This isn't even one of the ones that copies, is it? Let's see it. Since the graveyard, special summon, card, and apply the effect. Oh. Can you play Psy-Frame Gear Gamma? It's quaint. Can you screw this up somehow? Add a card. Add a card. I think they had enough cards. We had the ideal cards. What are you doing? You say look at my hand. Look at your opponent's hand. You can add one cool. Hey. Oh, they banished one and then put the other in the top and bottom of the deck. They gave me my polymerization. Thanks. And now I know I'm not gonna get anything good. Look, when I add the water dragon. Next turn. Using this. Alright, fine. Did they look? Okay, so they looked at. They know what I have in my hand. Is that what I'm getting from that? So sad. Why couldn't you all just perish when I asked you to? It goes on for so long. Bye. I got nothing. I don't have a tuner in my field or graveyard. Guys don't have one. This is an immediate synchro, isn't it? Enough in a synchro summon? I'll take that. I will absolutely love for you not to be able to synchro summon anymore. This is what you ended with. All that time, this is what we have. Get my card back. I'm gonna get this card now. What? What could it be? Activate a card effect. You banish a cool tune. Apply the banish monster's effects. Activates when it's used as synchro. Yes, so you have the thing. You have the effects. So I can give that thing a ton of attack. That sounds fantastic. I would love to do that for you. So what kind of effects do we got here? I had to read everything. I'm using ground Xeno. Just using ground Xeno. Nothing to be wary about. Ground Xeno. Card to destroy. I suppose I'll destroy Cluster. Wait, I can't summon this. I confused the card with... I got a tiny water dragon. I should have added the Megalo Smasher, but... I had to have gotten... What Infernal Punisher. I had to have gotten Infernal Punisher, but I confused it. I actually had a card that worked, but I was wrong. If card, you would negate the first effects. When a card or effect is activated in response to another card or effect, negate the second effect, negate the first effect. Whatever you're trying to do. Back to me. Look, who cares? Who cares about that? My water dragon is going to kill your synchro monster. Tragic. And now I'm going to use Light Water Dragon's effects to summon a bunch of garbage. And trust me, it is garbage. I have no way of getting anything. I have to discard a spell for the guy. So I'm going to summon... I don't know. I could do Kaido. And I can fuse Kaido on a dinosaur. I'm gonna get Gigantozolar. Yeah, let's do this. Did I screw up? I did, didn't I? I could have had... Yeah, I could have had it. I could have had enough for Water Dragon Cluster to use Bonnie DHO with. And it would have been really cool. I got nothing. Yeah, my turn. Yes, thank you for my cards back. How much stuff is banished? Did I summon a... Is one of these summoned? No. I don't think any of these are properly summoned. Yeah, definitely not. If I'm remembering rightly. So the only thing worth summoning would be Duoterion. Oh, I don't want to go through this again. I already don't like watching this deck. How long? How long? How long until I have to... I gotta have lunch and be on the way. I can't watch Cool Tune all night. Oh. Can I even win? Well, let's think about what I could have done. I could have summoned... I summoned Oxygodon, but I also could have summoned a Hydrogodon. And I could have fused using the Frostosaurus in my hand. Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. Destroy Spell Trap. Yeah, I don't have much in the way of a choice. I have to do it now. Let's summon. My banished Duoterion, which you banished on the first turn. The second turn, because you went first. You don't have another card that makes you draw. Oh, I completely forgot about you. Did they select the wrong... Not my problem. They may have selected the wrong effect. Or do they have a choice, even? Wasn't this going to be destroyed? What is happening right now? Oh, I didn't have a dinosaur to add back, so I didn't get to destroy anything. Why did I add this Oxygon back? I'm somehow making this worse than it already is. That is insanity. There's no way I make this worse. It's already so bad. Look, let's use Lost World. Then let's use Ground Xeno. So I'm playing a whole bunch of these. I gotta go with Gigantosaur again. Redundant. But the only thing I have. Banish one tuner, target one face of card controls against face of his turn. Let's do let's just attempt Lost World. I'm gonna keep Duo in defense. Can I destroy this thing? So attack. Hold on. I have 27 attack. Attack. That's what I got here. Attack. Attack. Still no Hydrogodon. And it's such a long haul. Can you even beat? Can you even beat this monster? Just tell me. Yeah, I think my... Thinking about a card I could have worked in. One monster, destroy it. The longest duel to ever happen. Got Bonnie DHO and Deep Sea Aria. They banish my Aria. And they put it back on the top. So if I have it my way, I'm gonna shuffle my deck anyway. Is this thing destructible? That. Which one? The Zoller. Alright. That's the end of you targeting any monsters but that token. So, go ahead. I'm gonna kill Zoller. Zoller! My base is on fire. Well, now what? Who? Tribute set, okay. Who do you have that's high enough level? Can I even... we can't be targeted. Oh, I just realized a mistake I just made. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Because I need bonding DHO to be able to go off. Can I do this? Can I really depend on cluster? I'm just gonna add Dogoran. Alright. You can have this. What can I bring back? What can I bring back? I can bring back Zoller. Destroy this and this. Am I really gonna win this? Duo, please. Go in for it. Barely. Just barely. If I had set the bonding DHO, I mean, it probably would have been destroyed, right? It's just too risky to just have it on the field like that. That was my last one. But I had a card that negated my cards. And even if I still had the... Just be glad I won. You can tell by my reaction that that went on for a while. Really, that's because clearly my opponent was new to those cards. They had just come out. I definitely spent enough time reading them. That explains why it took them a while to do their turns. They also messed up some effects with that dragon that had the sickle. They gave their own card instead of mine. Also, I missed times there looking at the hand and stacking the top of my deck. Did you see that? They did the opposite order, but if you did it the way it's intended, you would chain looking at the hand to banishing a card from the deck and putting it top or bottom. That way you know what your opponent has, and you can give them a card that they won't want. Obviously, they didn't reverse, but they did put a polymerization on the top of my deck, which of course I could not use because all I had was a cluster. But somehow, this Water Dragon deck actually does have a card that counters that, because I was able to search out Light Water Dragon. So the card I ended up getting was Ground Xeno. So that was my first duel against Cool Toon. But clearly it's going to be a force if it can look at your hand, stack your deck, and it can summon a card that effectively ignores chain blocks. And this is also the last duel that I have. I only summoned Water Dragon Cluster once in the first duel. I understand that. But it's difficult to summon Water Dragon Cluster in a duel that's also worth showing here. And what other way is there to show off a Water Dragon deck than showing that you're more likely to win with the other cards in your deck than even summon the Water Dragon Cluster? It's just which is going to come first. Now, I'm not a great user of this deck. I have my prior experience, but that's about it. Because, as I said, I missed my chance to summon Water Dragon Cluster in the last duel, because I went with a second Megalo Smasher instead of Hydreigodon. And that's all I would have needed, because Cluster was in the grave. Because I had that opening hand full of Water Dragon cards that maybe essentially skipped my turn. But I can definitely be better at this deck. I suppose I can say what I would adjust in it. I'm not a big fan of just retraining cards to essentially make the deck a whole different, a whole different deck entirely. With some of these, the Oxygodon, this has got to go. If anything's going to be retrained, it had to be Oxygodon. Just have a card. This is always treated as Oxygodon. Have it do something in regards to Water Dragon. That'd be a great step up, to have the monster that is essential in every single form of bonding actually be useful in the bonding process. That's my time. That's Water Dragon. It's bad. It's the worst. We gotta enjoy the challenge, don't you?